The Sega Genesis. What is the Sega Genesis? The Sega Genesis is a retro game. Is a retro game console released by Sega. Obviously. The Genesis is the third console released by Sega in 1988. The Sega Genesis is a 4th generation 16-bit console with a large game library of 878 video games. Best-selling games on the Sega Genesis. There were a lot of video games on the Genesis, but the best-selling games were Sonic the Hedgehog, selling over 15 million copies. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, selling over 7.55 million copies. Disney's Aladdin, selling over 4 million copies. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic and Knuckles, selling less than Disney's Aladdin, but still selling over 4 million copies. And lastly, Mortal Kombat, selling over 3.25 million copies. Where was it released? The Sega Genesis was originally released in Japan, being called the Mega Drive. It wasn't until 1989 that it was released in New York and Los Angeles, and was called the Genesis in North America. Then in 1990 it was released in Europe, Australasia, and Brazil, once again being called the Mega Drive. How long were they made? The Sega Genesis was produced from 1988 to 1997 by Sega. After that, they were produced by Majesco from 1998 to 1999. Since they've been discontinued, their value has increased. In some stores, the Genesis is worth $400. This is my presentation on the retro game console, the Sega Genesis. Thanks for listening.
Good boy, I'm good.
It's a lot longer than I thought it would be.
Good job.
That's a solid 90.
Yeah, I would give you a solid 91.